Rick Fairless, Strokers Dallas here. I just got back from a ride on my shovelhead, and actually I was going to push it outside, and then we'll talk about it. How about that? It's one of my favorite bikes to ride, and I decided a while ago that I needed some social distancing. You gotta find some good thing about all this BS, right? So, all ago I wasn't feeling so good, and I decided I wanted to go for a ride. And this bike I call Alice, after my old English sheepdog. But I'm going to tell you the story of this shovelhead. It's a 1975 Electroglide shovelhead, and so it was a one owner. This bike was owned by a friend of mine by the name of Calkins. David used to be a regular customer. He lived over in the colony, and he used to come up here about every 2 or 3 weeks. But he was in, when he first started coming in, he was in late 50s, early 60s. Is the video?
We keep losing connection.
Do we want to get back closer to the inside?
I think we'll be all right.
I can scoot the back up a little.
Yeah, I think we're all right here.
Okay, so David Calkins used to come every couple of weeks. He was like my age when he started coming in, I guess. And then you're frowning. Does that mean it ain't picking up?
Yeah, let's move it a little closer to the door here. There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
He bought it new in '75. Well, when David was riding it, it had the great big buddy seat, you know, on the post, so it bounced up and down. So it literally set up this tall. It had all the running lights and stuff on it. He had the big leather backs with the fringe, and he had about 150, tail lights. The old man used tail lights on the back, a mess of them. So it was what we called in the old days a full dresser. So I was always worried about him, because now he's in his late 70s. He was in his late 70s, and he was still riding. And he's having a hard time. So I was out here one day, he pulled up. He couldn't hardly throw his leg over the seat to get off, so I helped him off. We started talking. I had a Road King out here, and he sat on it. He really liked it. And he said, why don't you trade me for this Road King? Because my dream is to go back to Sturgis. And I said, you bought this bike new. This bike is like the love of your life. And he said, I know, but I know if I make a deal with you, Rick Fairless won't sell it. Rick Fairless will keep it. And I said, you know what? I'll do that deal. Now, the Road King was worth a lot more money than this bike. But I wanted to do the deal with him. I wanted to make sure that if he was going to get rid of the bike, that I wound up with it, because like he said, I would keep it forever kind of thing. So I didn't see him for a couple of years. I saw him a couple of times, but then I didn't see him for a couple of years, and his health was failing. I called his son. His son said that David was in a retirement home, a nursing home. And I hated to hear that. He said his dad wasn't doing so good, but he wasn't doing bad. A couple months later, he called me and he said, hey, I want to bring my dad by. I think he wants to say goodbye. And I said, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. What do you mean goodbye? He's not doing good. He wants to come by and see you, and he wants to come by and see his shovelhead. I was embarrassed because after 2 years or 3 years, I haven't done anything with it. It was still the full dresser sitting in the back, waiting for me to get to it. He came over, I uncovered it, I had it all cleaned up. He's in a wheelchair. He starts rubbing his hands on it. He tries to stand up out of the wheelchair. His son said, "Dad, don't try to stand up." His dad slapped his hand, so we helped him up. And David just rubbed all over the bike, and he was crying, and it was very sad. So I promised David that day that I was gonna take the bike and I was gonna start working on it so that I could get it back in the wind where it belonged. That very next day, I went back there, I pulled it on the rack myself and started ripping everything apart, you know, and I wanted to do him justice. I wanted to do something custom to it because that's what he would have wanted me to do. So we did the work on this bike. Most of you know I've got some health issues. So last year I was doing radiation every day. So when you're going to radiation, it sucks. You don't like it, you don't want to do it, you don't want no part of it. So to make myself feel better, I would ride. Come on.
Christina and Jeremy, order up.
Thank you. So I would ride a motorcycle to radiation every day because it gave me something to look forward to. And if I'm going to go do something as trying as radiation, I at least wanted to enjoy the ride. So I rode this bike every day to the radiation deal, and that's where this bike and I really bonded. You can see a couple of the things I've done. You know, we did the custom exhaust. So it's a 2 and a 3. And people look at it, they see it's 3, and they think, okay, why is it 3? It's not a 3-cylinder. Well, it's 2. One's a dummy. The middle one is not a dummy. We put flaps on the top and the bottom, funneling some of the exhaust through the middle. 3 exhausts work evenly. My buddy Gary Queen obviously did the paint for me. I've been using Gary Queen and Tim and Mike. They're like my kids. You know, they know what I want and how I want it. The powder coating I did with Jocko over at Ace Powder Coating. And Jocko did me a really good solid. We don't do a lot of powder coating, but I do some. And when I do, we use Jocko. So I had a problem with the rocker covers. Send them out to chrome. They came back, they peeled. We tried to get in. He said, "Rick, it's never going to take, it's never going to take, it's never going to just try it again." And he did. And we use Mechlek, and Mechlek's the best. He sent it back and he said, "It's not going to work, there's just too much pitting." So I called Jocko like in the 11th hour and said, "Dude, I need you to pull some magic. I need this thing done before Sturgis." And he did, and it came out awesome. You know, some of the stuff like the feet floorboards, these are I call them footboards that we make here. That's my footboards. I got them that fit on Victories, and they fit on all late model Harleys. The wheels are called the Fairless 5-spoke. It's kind of a different take on the old Invader wheels, you know. I kept the hinge fender, and I had a young guy ask me one day, he said, "How come you got a hinge fender on there?" Well, us old timers know that a hinge fender on the old Harleys so that you can change a flat on the side of the road. And like I said, it had the big leather bags on the side. Well, mounted to the back side of each leather bag was a tire iron, you know, so they were serious. They repaired flats on the side of the road. That's the way they did it back then. But the bike is fun to ride. So I either ride one of my choppers or I ride this. This 1975 Harley Davidson and me get along just fine. I think that's about it, Josh.
Well, fire it up. I know everybody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
2 and a 3.
That 2 and a 3, it's not going to sound in the camera.
No, definitely not.
It still sounds good. Ryan Nelson is one of my builders. He's the one that kind of put everything together, and I wanna thank him. I mean, I got a great crew. I have the best crew of people you've ever seen. And the sad part is I got some of them sitting at home over this virus thing. But that's not going to last forever. We're going to get everybody back to work. And in the meantime, if you have a motorcycle, take it out and ride it. I promise you, it'll clear your head. You'll feel better.
Steve, 722, Steve.
You'll feel better. And it'll make life a little bit easier to swallow. If y'all still like these videos, I've been doing them for almost 2 weeks now. Like them. Like my page. This is my fan page. Like this page. I want you to share these videos. It won't kill you to click share. My online account, which pretty much everything's online now, is Strokers Dallas Merch, MERCH.com. So if you like it and you share it, what was the other one? Like, share, and
comment. Let us know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, let me know.
Feedback, questions.
Yeah, let me know if you know. This is called Rick's World. So if you have something you want to see me do or you want to see me talk about, you know, I'd be glad to. You know, the whole thing is I'm trying to entertain you all while you're sitting at home. Trying to entertain myself. We're working on 1,000 things. But, you know, the bottom line is motorcycles are therapy, you know, and this is my therapy.
Our buddy Brett that lives over near Arlen's shop asked about the signal lights. They don't require that in Texas.
You mean the blinkers? No,
yeah.
In Texas.
That's what arm signals.
Yeah, he lives over by Arlen.
Yeah, over in that
in Northern California.
I believe so. Yeah.
So, you know, my kid folks are from Newcastle and Auburn up there in Northern California, not too far from Arlen. But no, in Texas, you don't have to have turn signals. You turn right, you turn left. There's your turn.
We were born with them.
We're born with them. You know, we're a state inspection deal. If you have turn signals, they have to work. But you do not have to have them to pass inspection. You know, and I know one of my buddies, Tony Sportelli's from California, and he's living here now. And he was telling me that in California, they check your exhaust, and if your exhaust is too loud, they write you a fix-it ticket or whatever for $500 or $1,000 or something. That's crazy. In Texas, they don't bother you unless you're just being a complete idiot. They won't bother you. Notice I'm wearing my because this is the way Ed Norton wears his hat. He wears it rolled up like that too. So, but yeah, I mean that's the deal is, you know, unless y'all give me some better ideas, we'll pull out another bike and talk about another bike, and you know, it's just all about peace and love and surviving the COVID-19 so we can get our lives back. Love you. Bye.